Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Today's lesson is going to be using a tape diagram with discounts, markdowns, and sale price. So what is a discount or markdown? What does sales price mean? Well, a discount, sometimes referred as a markdown, is the amount of money we save. So we want to write that. This is the amount of money we save. Or the amount of money we take off the original price. Next, a sales price, or sales, it should have an S in it. Sales price, sometimes stated as on sale, is the amount we pay. And it's the amount we pay after the discount has been taken off. It is very important that we know what we're being asked to find. The amount we save, which is stated as a discount, or the amount we pay, which is the sales price. Usually the discount rate is given as a percent, and that's where our calculations are going to come in. They're going to be given to us as a percent, yet we need to know what that is in money. So we're going to use what's called a tape diagram. Well, what is a tape diagram? A tape diagram is a visual aid that helps us organize and model a relationship in math. In this case, it's going to help us model the sales price and discount percent as well as the money we pay or save. So we're going to model the following with a tape diagram, and here's our example. A coat that usually costs $60 is on sale for 25% off. So here's the money. We're going to go ahead and highlight this is what it usually costs. This bar is representing $60. The whole bar is worth $60. And then it goes on to say it's on sale for 25% off. So it's on sale, meaning that's our discount amount. They're going to take 25% off. Well, this whole bar also represents 100% of the cost. So this bar is worth $60, and this bar right now is 100%. So down at the bottom it says we're going to write an equation to find the sales price, the amount we pay, and the equation to find the discount, the amount we save. So I'm going to start with what they gave me, the percent off. So I'm just going to estimate that 25% is about 1/4. If you think about money, 25 cents is a quarter of a dollar. I'm going to take off about a quarter of this piece, this whole bar. And I'm going to write, well, this is 25%. This is representing 25%. Now, the other side, if I had 100% and I took off 25%, then I would have 75%. So that must mean this part of the bar is 75%. And the 25% is how much I'm going to save. So this is my save part. The 25% is what I'm going to save. And the 75% is what I'm going to pay. So now, depending on what I am being asked to find, if I'm being asked to find the sale price or the discount, that depends on which equation I write. So if a question came along with this example and it said, how much will you pay, or how much is the coat on sale, then we're going to use the percent that is the pay percent. So we're going to go back to part equals rate times total. And I want to know the part, you can see that it's part of the diagram, that I would pay if I bought the coat on sale, meaning I'm only going to pay 75% of it, and the total cost of the coat was $60. So doing what we've done in past lessons, we're going to convert this to a decimal. And so now my equation is 0 and 75/100 times 60. So if you want to stop and use your calculator, that'd be great. So 7,500 times 60 is 45. And what we just found is the money. We would pay $45 for the coat on sale. That would be the sale price. So now, if we were asked, how much will you save? Well, we're going to use the save percent. So our equation would be the same basic equation of part equals rate times total, but this time the part that we're being asked to find is how much we would save. So we would use for the rate, the percentage rate, 25% times the total of $60. That's going to tell us how much we would save, the discount amount. So, just like in the past, we would convert this to a decimal. So we would divide it by 100 to be more accurate, or our quick method is to scoop the decimal 2 places to the right. And now we're going to take 25% times 60. So pause and use your calculator. So the part that we would pay is 15. In other words, the part that we would save is 15. So if we're asked what the discount was or how much we'd save, it would be $15. And the tape diagram is used just to model this, to make this a little bit easier to figure out what we're asked to find. So let's try this again. So our first practice problem says a pair of boots is 40% off the original price of $50. So I'm going to look at the money first. And I see that the money says that it's $55. So this whole tape diagram is worth $55. That's the whole amount, the entire amount. But it also states that I get to take 40% off. They're giving us the discount. So if I look at the tape diagram, that means the entire tape diagram is 100%. So if it wasn't on sale, I would pay 100%, which would be $55. But they're telling me that I can take 40% off. So since this is a model and we're just using it to help, I don't have to be perfectly mathematically correct and divide this bar into exactly 40% off. I'm just going to use my knowledge that 40% is about 10% less than half. So the part I'm going to take off would be a little bit less than half of this bar. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm using this right now to model 40%, and this is how much I'm going to save. It's very important that we write that this is the part we save, we take off. So, knowing that there's 100% in the whole bar, I just took off 40%. That means that 60% is on the other side. So this is my 60%, and that's the part that I will pay. Very important that I let myself know what is the pay part, what is the save part. So once again, depending on what they ask us, whatever follow-up question they would give us, if I were asked to find the sale price of this, then I'm going to use the pay percent. So my equation would look like this. I would write my part equals rate times total. The part I'm going to pay is the sale price. So I would then use the 60%, because that's the percent I'm going to pay, times the money, which is 55. I would take 60 divided by 100 and get 0.6 if I use the calculator, or I could scoop it over twice, get the same result. And now pause and use your calculator. And the part that we're looking for that we're going to pay is 33. So that means $33. We'd pay $33. So now let's look at the equation that we need if we're going to work with the discount amount. If they ask us, how much money would you save, or how much money would you take off? we're going to start with the same equation. The part equals rate, percentage rate times total. And so I don't know the part yet that I'm going to save, but I do know my percent that I'm using would be 40%. This is the amount I'm going to save or take off, and it's still based on a total amount of money. The boot still costs $55, so that's the total, but I'm going to save part of that. So once again, you would divide 40 by 100 or scoop the decimal over twice to get 0.4 times 55. So pause and use your calculator, please. So the part that I would save would be $22. And you may have noticed that these two should add up to our total, just like 60 and 40% add up to 100%. So what I'd like you to do is pause and try practice 2. Would you do exactly what we did for the first practice 1 in our example, and then go back and play this video to see if it's correct? Okay, please look at your tape diagram and see if this is what you've modeled so far, and make corrections as needed. The pay part of money should have been on your calculator to 19.5. Now remember, this is money, so we need this to be dollars, dimes, and pennies. So we need that. So the part we're going to pay, and this is the part I forgot to write in the last 2 times. I like to write in the tape diagram to know that represents $19.50 is what we're going to pay. Please make any corrections if needed. And once again, on your calculator, you should have gotten 10.5. And you might have guessed what this is going to be based on what we got last time, or were able to tell what this answer would be. And because it's money, we have to show dollars, dimes, and pennies. So that means we're going to save $10.50. And these two both add up to 30. So please move on to the next page. So in the last 2 pages, we just learned how to use a tape diagram and a model. And now we're going to use it to help us find the answer to a discount or markdown word problem. Be sure to cut the problem and underline the question. We are frequently asked to either find the discount amount or the sales price. So they're going to ask us a specific question, which means we don't have to use both equations. We can choose the one that we need. So Mary wanted to buy a pair of sneakers that were marked down 25% from the original price. The usual price for the sneakers is $30. How much did she pay for the sneakers on sale? So what's important here is we have a marked down. Okay, we want to highlight that or circle it. So it's marked down 25%. The usual price, or the original price, is $30. And it asks us, how much will she pay for the sneakers? So we're going to start this tape diagram just like we did before. We're going to mark the money, and it's $30 for the pair of sneakers. The whole diagram represents $30. The whole diagram is 100%. But we're given a discount, and we get to take off or mark down. So we're going to take off approximately 25%. This is the amount we would save, which means 100% minus 25% would give us 75%. So 75% is the amount we will pay. So once again, they go back to the question. They just ask how much we're going to pay. So we are only going to use the equation that we need for the pay. So we're going to write this equation. Part equals rate times total. And the part we want to know is just the pay part. So we're going to use the 75% because that's the percent that we're going to pay of $30. So we're going to convert that percent to a decimal. And then would you please pause and use your calculator and take 0.75 times 30. And that should be 22 and 5/10. But again, since we're talking about money, we need this to be dollars, dimes, and pennies. So we need that placement 0. So we're going to pay $22.50 if we had a markdown of 25% off. We don't even have to do this equation because they did not ask us about that. The question was, how much will we pay? So now would you please try the next two problems independently? Thank you so much and take care.